Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with the boys from Convoy Home Loans, Jonathan and Dustin. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, Dustin, you're coming out to Fresno, California. Is that right? For our fun event on November 12th?
Yeah, November 12th. I'm excited for it. I
Yep,
haven't booked
folk-
the hotel yet, but
Yeah, you might want to book ahead of time. We got dinner Friday night, the
True.
event all day Saturday. You probably want to book a hotel. Folks, if you're coming to the event, make sure you take a picture, tag him. He is helping lots of people in the ORAT family, or Convoy is helping a lot of folks, both Jonathan and Dustin. Jonathan, you're in a wedding, so you just can't get out of it. You can't ask him to reschedule.
No, I mean, I wish. I've tried. I've tried, but I'm not the most important person apparently, so I can't make those changes.
That's okay. That's
Yeah.
all right. No big deal. Well,
Okay,
guys,
hard.
that's all right. Dustin brought to us a very exciting program in episode 1. You guys want to talk about a new program in episode 2, so bring it to us. What do you got?
Yeah, so it's California specific. So I mean, a lot of these products we're working on. We are trying to work with more local states, right? So as of right now, just because we have a presence in California, this program that we are about to talk about is specific to California. So up and down the coast. But it's another program that allows rates to be under 6. I think the last time we checked, it was like on a 5-year, these are all ARMs, but on a 5-year, we were looking at like a 5.6.
Okay.
Which is, crazy, right, in this market right now. And the cool thing about this one, which the last video I don't think we touched on, was the fact that it's full doc, like what we talked about previously.
Episode 1 this morning, just again to reiterate, the one with 40% down is full doc. Full doc,
Yep.
folks. Full doc. Yep.
Meaning 2 years of tax returns, reserves, all the whole 9. This one is a little different. It goes on overall debt coverage. So it works like a DSCR loan mixed with kind of like a full doc loan, almost. They're going to consider like income, but it's not going to be the 100% deciding factor. The way that the ratio works is they want us to have 125% coverage of the gross. So it's kind of weird because it's going to take a little bit of creative thinking, right? Well, that's all we do, right? But it's going to take a little bit of creative thinking because it's going to say, okay, well, your overall debts are $1,000. That means your gross income must be $1,250.
Okay. And this is gross, not net.
Correct, gross.
Okay. All right.
And that includes the property itself, qualified as an asset, along with any other income you may have.
Oh, so I want to say that again. So it's not asset-based DTI, it's overall.
Correct. But it doesn't disqualify you if you like write off a bunch of stuff on your tax returns and you file a 0 return, right? Because you still have the income from the asset. So all of that's kind of considered. So it's like a hybrid almost type. It's really kind of hard to wrap your head around in the beginning. Dustin and I had a hard time too. So you're like, how do we calculate this?
How does this fit? Yeah,
exactly. But essentially, I mean, debt to income ratio wise on paper, it ends up being like what, 80 something percent?
83%.
Yeah. 80% debt to income ratio if it's on paper. So obviously, as you guys, can see, it's not like, necessarily 45% or 50% debt to income ratio is the cap, because we are factoring in the asset as a whole.
That's good.
Yeah.
So is this is this kind of like the questions with Dustin in episode 1? Is this residential only, commercial?
So
I know
right
it's California only.
Yeah, right now it's both.
Okay, that's good.
But the leverage is just different. Obviously, if we're talking about like 1 to 4s, you'll have more leverage at like 75%.
Okay.
And then if you go higher, it'll be like 70%.
And then in California, do you have a minimum loan amount, like you want 250 or something?
Minimum for this specific program is 500.
Okay. So 500 grand. All right.
Yeah.
That's like half of California. There is this thing called the Inland Empire that Central Valley that it may not play. That's a lot of California. When you guys now look at this, who do you think this helps? Because again, I think there's a lot of folks, a lot of investors who are looking at debt over 8, right? Episode 1, we talked about one way, get low LTV, full doc, sub 6. Now we have this product. Like, who does this fit?
I mean, it's higher leverage, right? That's the most important part first, is it's 75%. You're putting 25 down, right?
Good point.
It's less out of pocket. So it helps anyone that's trying to buy a good deal. Whether it's a multifamily, like a 3 or 4 unit out in LA or SF or wherever those states are, even some parts of, like even like single family residences that were, quote unquote, like luxury, what you were looking at, previously,
you're right.
It could potentially work for those as well. With 25 down, it allows you to keep more in your pocket and not have to put 40. There's less reserve requirements, and the qualification of it is actually a lot easier than going full doc. So it'll help those investors that are very, like, I don't want to say over leverage with debt, but you know what I mean?
High
like
leverage.
They have a lot of debt, good debt, right? Not bad debt, but they have a lot of good debt. They're cash flowing, but everything on their taxes shows negative. And for those people that are looking to buy something 3-4 unit, 1.2, 1.3 million, even $1 million, right?
Yeah.
It really fits that bucket.
Yeah. I think and the other thing that's important, deals are starting to show up. I got my first deal out of the MLS in over 3 years. I close on Monday. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I've been doing the work every day for 3 years. That's 1,000 days in a row. And I got a deal out of the MLS. It's crazy. So the deals are coming, folks. You got to do the work. You have to work with professionals who if you go back and watch your guys' playlist, which is this Convoy, I believe, on my channel, these guys create products, and you need to call them. You need to reach out to see what works best in your situation, right? How would they do that, guys?
Email private client at convoyhomeloans.com. Dustin took my line last video, so
it threw you off.
Yeah, let us know you came from ORAT, and then we're gonna have a new nice website coming soon, and eventually you guys won't have to email us. Eventually you'll just be able to fill out the job form and click ORAT. It'll be an option on there. Yeah.
Look at that. We've made it, folks. ORAT is an option on a drop-down menu. I love it. Yeah. Oh man, guys, one more time. It's private client
at convoyhomeloans.com.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My brain cramped there for a second.
All good.
All right, guys. Thank you, man.
All right.
Thank you.